This is the Aylesbury estate in South London, home to over 7,000 residents, but not for much longer. Southwark Council has signed off on a plan to demolish the entire estate and rebuild a mix of luxury and affordable homes here. Around a quarter of the estate has already been knocked down, and residents are being moved out ahead of the next phase of demolitions in 2016.
Social housing is our right!
But many are refusing to go quietly.
Social housing is our right! Need to stay! Need to fight!
The residents, supported by activists and squatters, are fighting for their homes, and sometimes tempers flare.
They are catching us. They are not allowing us to get in, so they are using force towards us because they don't want us to get in there to just have our talk and sit and talk. They are not letting us because they are scared of us. They are scared of us. My name is Aysen Deniz, and I've been living here last 22 years and last 15 years, and I've been campaigning to stop the demolition. I got this flat as a unit, but I turned into a home. You know, you learn to use the space, and then you start collecting your memories. Your life is here, and you have lots of different stage of your life, bad, good, whatever it is, but having here. So, and then getting to know your neighbors. That's the, the makes you are home, and this is your community.
Aysen moved to South London from Turkey almost 30 years ago. She struggled to find a suitable place to live until she moved to the Aylesbury in '93. The flat became a home to Aysen and her sister, and her 2 cats.
I keep telling them, the mommy is fighting for our home, so we're gonna be, hopefully soon spending time with them.
Aysen could soon lose her home as the council presses ahead with its regeneration plan, despite a ballot in 2001 where 73% of residents voted in favour of refurbishment instead of demolition.
15 years later, we are here and it's still fighting because council, government disregarded our democratically ballot to just put it aside and still trying to bring this, the profit makers housing association here.
Located just south of the Thames, the Aylesbury occupies prime real estate. The housing association carrying out the regeneration plans to replace it with half luxury housing and half affordable homes.
To stop the demolition and keep
Piers Corbyn used to be a Southwark councillor. Now he campaigns against the regeneration project.
I mean, you have to understand, this estate is worth billions. The housing association plans, the so-called Notting Hill Housing Trust plans, involve building high blocks all along the front here with tower blocks at the end, and on the top of these you're going to have penthouse suites which will go for 1 or 2 million each.
The council says that tenants on the estate are being offered replacement social housing locally, but some residents say they're being forced out of the area.
Okay, come on, just write your name now.
Hanna, a single mother of 2, is one of those facing the prospect of moving out of South London altogether.
This is my home. I was brought up here, and this is my area. I know people around here, I could get a job, like I said, around here. And for me to go to another place with my kids, I don't feel safe anyway, because I'm on my own. And for them to say to me out of London as well, that's just like chucking me out of my own country. It's just really unfair, but I am not going to change their school over it, because it is not fair on my children. They've been through enough with me separating. And for them to go through something like that and then coming away from my mum, my brothers, it is not fair.
But residents like Hanna aren't fighting alone. Defend Council Housing campaigns to save social housing, including the 70 London council estates facing demolition, of which the Aylesbury is the largest.
Council housing is a solution to the housing crisis. If you build more council homes, you have genuinely affordable, secure tenancies for life, that where people can feel no matter what their problems are, you know, if they become unemployed or if they become sick, they're not going to lose their home.
Southwark Council, held by Labour, says the Aylesbury has to be demolished because the heating system is obsolete and the estate, built in the 60s and 70s, now requires too much maintenance. Campaigners against the regeneration say they've spoken to experts who've said that refurbishing the estate would be cheaper than demolishing and rebuilding. They accuse the council of neglecting the estate and letting it fall into disrepair so they can regenerate and bring in higher income families into the area. But Southwark Council says it's committed to social housing despite a squeeze from central government on the funds for council homes. Councillor Martin Seaton says the council is building more affordable housing than any other London council and says the regeneration helps fund it.
It's in our manifesto, and we were therefore totally committed, totally united as a group of councillors to deliver on our promises that we would build social housing wherever we gain the opportunity. Even if that means occasionally, particularly along the river, where we have very high value assets, we can sacrifice not building a social housing along the river, get the receipt, very high value receipt, and then build two houses for the price of one. Okay? That, I think, it's the way in which local authorities, and particularly Labour local authorities, have got to consider these issues and think creatively how to resolve our problem.
It's late March and the council is due to hold a public debate on the regeneration plans. Aysen is on her way to the consultation meeting, but she says she doesn't trust the council.
I am saying to people that is the Labour Party, Southwark Labour Council, because they keep lying.
At the meeting, residents and councillors exchanged their views, and Aysen didn't hold back.
You don't care about the people, do you? No, you don't say anything. Your age, okay? You work hard. I'm in your block, saying that okay? I am fighting for my home. We have to fight for our
excuse
home.
me.
Aysen and her neighbours still don't know when they'll have to leave and where they'll go next. With so much uncertainty, all they can do is continue to fight.
Other people need to realize that today is us, but tomorrow is gonna be them. So they have to realize that and come out, support all the resistance around wherever they live, because everywhere the people are resisting and refusing to move out. If it comes to that point, I really don't know where can I find another council flat to move out. And also, I want to stay in this area. This is where I belong. I don't want to go places and I don't know anybody. And then, do you have to start from beginning, which I already done it here, and I rather want to stay here.